What up, people? Push the Wild Black here, and this is mad late, but we're gonna go ahead and get it in.
Hey, what's up, guys? Mignon with the rant. What's going on, Chris?
What up, man? So, Cowboys. That was a rough game, man. That was hard. It was a hard first half, but the Cowboys inked it out. What was it?
27-17.
27-17.
Chris, let me tell you something. Guess what?
What?
The last time the Cowboys actually had a score of 27-17, I believe, was back when they played the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 90s, and in the Super Bowl, and the score ended 27-17.
Okay.
Is that it? What do you think about that? Do you think that may be a sign?
You're saying that's an omen.
Could be. Could it? What do you think?
It might be an omen, man.
I don't want to jinx us. Knock on wood. But however, well, that's not really wood. That was more sheetrock.
Knock on that chair right there. There you go.
There we go. We did it. We got it done. But yeah, very impressive play today, guys. Gosh.
So what were your thoughts?
My goodness. You know what? Dak himself is a phenomenal athlete. He is, man. He's understanding the game. He's keeping us in it. There's nothing. I mean, what else can we say? The O-line, everything goes on that O-line. That O-line is legit. Best in the league.
And they got the Flacco. And
yes, they got the Flacco. That defense stepped up. That's what it was. Defense stepped up. Really, Mo Claiborne, I'm not missing him.
Wow.
I'm serious.
Really?
I mean, think about it, though.
Really?
Think about it as a whole. The way that the Cowboys are playing right now, do you miss Mo Claiborne right now?
No.
Do you miss him? I mean,
no.
Does he look like he's an intricate piece to the puzzle for them winning right now? No. They're shining. The second string players are coming in. They're doing their thing. I think this is beautiful. We're watching history right now.
Bro, I gotta be honest, man. Like the first
half was terrible.
I agree. The first half was really bad. And I quite honestly I thought that they were gonna lose today. Today was gonna be like
the loss.
Dak was gonna turn into a pumpkin. But apparently that continues. And
yes.
Apparently we have a story that 24/7 Sports
yes
broke.
Yes.
And you shared on the rant today that we'll get into in a moment, but let's get back to this game because someone's not being honest.
Yeah, and I think we all
know who that is.
Be.
But back to the game though, because we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, man, like you know what? The first half was horrible, but big ups to Garrett, and I've been a very, very rough on him.
Yeah, you've been rough. You've been treating him like a stepkid.
Yes,
and for the past 5-6 years.
And he is redheaded. So.
Oh my goodness.
But they continued to run the ball.
Yeah. And
I remember there's a couple things I want to mention about the running game. Because Zeke I hope he doesn't get discouraged because that was the number one rushing defense in the league.
Yeah. And
he still busted for 97 yards.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's fine. Beasley.
I actually averaged last week. He would, in order to break, Eric Dickerson?
Yeah.
In order for him to break Eric Dickerson's record, he'd have to rush for 114 every game.
Okay. So he's gonna have to run for 150 one game, and then to keep pace with everything.
Keep pace, yeah.
But yeah, man, like I hope he doesn't get discouraged, and because they ended up forcing the run, and they weakened that line, and he was able to get 97 yards.
Right.
Beasley seems to be back in the offense.
Yes.
Butler seems to be back in the offense. Dez had 2 touchdowns.
Yes.
Everything, was Jason Garrett didn't say we're going to throw the ball a bunch and we're going to. It seemed like it was a very, it was a very, not I want to say simple, but it was a very basic plan. It wasn't like we're not running the ball. What are we going to do? Let's throw the ball. Let's put Dak in really, really, really bad situations here.
Beasley said earlier in an interview that every team is playing them differently. So they had to figure out the way that the Ravens wanted to play this chess match. Because Dallas said it took them a minute for it to click. And they were like, okay, well, if they're not going to let us run, we're going to kill them through the air and force it.
But it wasn't stupid.
Yeah, it wasn't stupid. Very simplistic.
Right.
10-yard outs, posts, slants, whatever. That's what they were doing. And then the running game opened up.
Yeah. As we're watching
the Redskins
Sunday night game. We're watching the Sunday night game, and Kirk Cousins just threw a touchdown. Is now 22-10. I don't know what happened with Green Bay there. I'm not understanding why they're bad this year. But yeah, man, I'm tripping because I'm like, they're actually running the ball and it's not working.
Right.
And they're actually being really, really smart with the passing game, and they're not asking them to do dumb things with the ball. They're asking them to do smart things here, and I can really appreciate the play calling today. And defensively, they came at Flacco, and everything was seemingly working well in their favor.
Yes.
And then the story broke. Let's get into that. The story broke
that Tony Romo has been talking to the Denver Broncos about a possible trade to the team. Now, how does that affect Cowboy fans? How does that affect Romo and his love for being a Cowboy? Do we think that there's a little bit of dishonesty in that?
Because explain the speech, bro. Because I didn't listen to it.
Well, hey, I mean, he basically poured out his heart, telling us how he hates that things are working out the way they are as far as him not being able to play, and how he is willing to help Dak develop in every way that he can. Basically, he conceded to being the starting quarterback, and he gave the team pretty much to Dak. With that being said, out of everything that he said, and I think it was a good 10-minute speech, you kind of wonder where his heart is, because I know for a fact that it does suck to lose, your
it does suck to lose your job due to injury.
Yeah, exactly. Due to injury, and then at the same time when you know that you can't do what you used to do, and you can't really produce, and hearing fans speak the same thing as you're thinking, I can't do this, but really, do I think he's thinking that? No, I think he's thinking that he can't do it with Dallas. But I believe that he feels he can get a second chance by going to Denver.
But here's the thing, though. Okay,
if he chooses to go, the verdict is still out on that.
I have a question. Maybe, because when you posted it on the rant, I was like, really? No way. Because Because that's Romo, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
John Elway would love to have him, though.
Yeah, but
John Elway would love to have him. And I think what would happen is John Elway would figure out a way to give him weapons.
But, I mean, he's going in this. Okay, here's the deal, man. He's going in the and I'm sorry if this we may go back to the game, but he's going in the same situation. Like they don't need a quarterback to be like you got Paxton Lynch.
Right.
Okay? Tony Romo's injury prone, man. Like if he gets hurt again and they put Paxton Lynch in there and Paxton Lynch lights it up. Let's say now I don't understand what the end game is. Do you just want to play this season or cuz you're going through the same situation. Like you got two young QBs.
Mm-hmm.
Paxton Lynch being the franchise, then you got another young QB that they Trevor Siemian. You got Trevor Siemian. Trevor Siemian is okay. He's not world beating, but with that defense, the defense is world beating. You don't really need a lot. So if you're Romo, yeah, like one bad hit, you in the same situation.
That's it.
Here's what I would do if I was him. And I've said this before. Beat Dak out. Not this season, but next season. Because you have the... Bro, isn't he married to one of the Jones family members or something?
I believe so.
Like the granddaughter or something?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I'm... First of all, come on, man. Like, I wouldn't even, like, bro, on the real, like, I would honestly just say, you know what? We're playing really, really well, but I'm coming for my job back next season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's what
like
he needs
what,
to
like,
do.
what do you, like, you going to Denver, you going to Denver, what does that do?
I mean,
if they really, now, if the Cowboys, if they talking about picks or some young defensive help, I'm listening. If I'm the Cowboys, I'm listening.
Right.
Okay? This is Romo doing this. This is Romo and his agent doing this. If I'm the Cowboys, I mentioned in that lost episode, the Green Bay episode that we did, the Green Bay vlog that we did, I mentioned, do you trade Romo now? Mm-hmm. So... From an organizational standpoint, I've asked that question. Do you trade Romo now? Because is Romo, because Dak's the future. And more importantly, the coaching has gotten better with him under center.
Right.
It just has.
Yeah, but you know what, Chris? There's other teams too that are looking at him too. You got Denver as number one. You've got San Francisco. You've got the New York Jets, Los Angeles Rams,
San Francisco,
and the Chicago Bears.
Okay,
Denver is the one.
Let's go down that list. Okay, Denver is the one, right?
Denver's one.
Denver is number one.
Yeah.
If I'm John Elway, I would, for this year. Just because you don't want to put Paxton out there, you have a defense that'll lead you to the playoffs. Trevor Siemian is okay, but there are things that he can't do, and Paxton isn't ready yet. If I'm Denver, that's perfect. Getting Tony Romo is perfect for the rest of the season. But here's the thing: if I'm Romo, what are you trying to do? Are you done after this year? Are you trying to play for a couple more years? Are you trying to play till you're 40? Because you're one injury away from being in the same situation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned if I'm Tony Romo, I'm not doing that. Okay, so what? So San Francisco, that's another one, right? Mm-hmm. You mentioned San Fran, right?
Yeah.
Okay, San Fran. in Chip Kelly's offense if Chip Kelly's gonna be the coach there.
Right.
You have Blaine Gabbert. You have Colin Kaepernick. Now, here's the thing. Let me ask you a question. Because obviously you need a backup. Bud Fumble's not going to be. I don't think he's going to be the future. So, the future backup, you like Kellen Moore, but you don't know how that's going to be.
Right.
Colin Kaepernick's out there.
For Dallas.
Colin Kaepernick is, do you trade? Do you put that in the trade package? Would Jerry?
No. I can answer that question. No. We will not have Colin Kaepernick dress out as a Cowboy.
Oh boy.
We won't.
Right.
We won't. But I'll tell you this though. Dak, going back to what you said a little bit ago. Tony Romo fighting for his spot next year. Seeing how this season plays out, if Tony Romo really wanted to fight for his job next year, I don't think he would get it. Because if Dak takes us, knock on wood,
there it is,
deep into the playoffs, Romo doesn't start next year.
You think so?
I'm serious.
But at least I will wait and see. I mean, you don't know now. You don't know if he's gonna go and he's gonna first round jitters and he throws the worst game.
Yeah.
The fairy dust goes away and he does his worst game ever, and in the playoff thing, and then people are like, we need to get Romo. If I'm Romo, I'm staying the season. I just am.
And he should. He should.
I
honestly think he should just stay a Cowboy, man. I mean, I don't think he needs to go anywhere else. I think
that would just be weird.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he needs to go anywhere else.
It would just be weird.
Because you remember the whole Montana trade?
Oh, dude, really?
When Montana dressed up as a Kansas City Chief, it was
it was
awkward.
And it was, hey, some more recent.
And he took him to playoffs.
Some more recent, Brett Favre.
Yes.
Really? Matter of fact,
Brett Favre, a Viking?
Some more. You're right. Brett Favre was a Jet and a Viking, right? And remember, in some more recent. How weird was it seeing Peyton Manning as a Bronco?
It was so awkward.
Matter of fact, how painful was that Super Bowl watching it?
It was bad.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but that proved really to me and to them that you really don't need a lot. So why in turn would you? They're going to the playoffs anyway. Why in turn would you even do that? Okay, so let's go to San Fran, right? Let's go back to San Fran for a second. All right, even if you don't like let you don't get Colin, right? If you're Romo, would he survive? Because again, same situation. Would you like? Because they're bad. Because the 49ers are bad. They're gonna draft a quarterback.
Yeah.
If you force a deal and the 49ers pick you up, you're in the same situation.
You know who really I see dressing up as a 49er after this year? If there was going to be a trade package.
RG3.
Yeah. Mark Sanchez.
As a 49er?
Yeah.
You know what? If I'm Chip Kelly, I'm on the phone. Because Mark Sanchez, that brother, his career got salvaged.
Yes.
Because Chip was like, man, you run the system, Mark. And Mark is like, my career is back. Like, dude.
I have a job.
Right. And so, I mean, like, if I'm Tony Romo, I'm not being in that system. Let's look at the Jets.
Yeah, the Jets I wouldn't put him in that position with the Jets.
Now, here's with the Jets, though. The Jets have a receiving core Now, they have Eric Decker and they have Brandon Marshall.
Yes.
Okay,
He would have to be a gunslinger.
That's actually a viable. That's actually a viable space.
He'd have to be a gunslinger though.
Yeah, but isn't he a gunslinger already?
A gunslinger with no line.
Just that bad, huh?
Yes, a gunslinger with no line. In Tony Romo's position, he needs a line.
You got Bryce Petty, you got it, they drafted, and you got Geno Smith, got it, they drafted.
Yes.
Now, again, let me ask you a question.
What's with Geno Smith, man?
Not playing.
Just wow.
So you're gonna go to so Tony Romo's gonna be a Jet. Okay, so with no line. So let's look at what's gonna happen there. He's gonna get hurt again, and then Bryce Petty is gonna be there, or unless they have no faith in Bryce Petty, or they're gonna draft another QB again. You're in the same situation. Now, here comes
the phone call with Jerry.
The phone call.
Jerry, can I come back and retire a Cowboy?
No, because Jerry's gonna. Jerry's gonna do that 1 day thing, and he's gonna be retired Cowboy, and then they gonna put him in the Ring of Honor, and everything's gonna be fine. I ain't worried about that. Now, you mentioned the team that is close to my heart, me being from Chicago.
Even though you're a Texan,
the Chicago
here since '88.
This is 89.
89 doesn't matter. It's still the '80s.
All right.
He was here when he was a child.
I was here at 7, damn right.
Yes.
But the Chicago Bears. I have mixed feelings.
I don't think they need Tony Romo.
I don't think you bro. Jay Cutler is the same person. Bro. All right.
I do think Tony Romo is a better leader than
Tony Romo is a better leader. Tony Romo is a better quarterback.
Yeah.
But as far as the issue of they scored again. As far as the issue of not taking care of the ball.
If you're not watching, folks, sorry to cut you off, Chris. The score for the Green Bay Packers are
28-17. I'm confused about how bad.
Yes,
I don't know.
The Redskins are torching the Packers right now.
Do you consider because the Cowboys got them for Thanksgiving?
Yes.
They're not better than the Cowboys. What is happening? And they're literally high stepping in the end zone right now. Come on, man.
It's crazy,
But okay, Tony Romo is a Bear.
Yes.
You might as well keep Jay Cutler. There's no, because he's turnover prone. He throws picks. Like, he doesn't take care of the ball. Tony Romo doesn't take care of the ball better than Jay Cutler does. Like, for him, it works because you have a running game, you have a decent line. Now, it's not better than the Cowboys. You're gonna get hit. You're working on it. If I'm Tony Romo, I'm not going to that.
Right.
I'm not going to Chicago. Even though he went to school he's from Wisconsin. He went to school in Eastern Illinois. But I wouldn't go there. You don't know what you don't really have a receiving core. And let me explain. Kevin White is hurt. We don't know if he's going to stay healthy. First of all, getting trade, like, is he trying to do this? He's trying to do this before the trading deadline, or he's trying to do this?
Nobody knows.
Nobody
knows.
When's the trading deadline? Is it week 8? Didn't we pass this?
We passed it, I think.
So it's this is next year.
Yeah, he's just I guess.
Why? I wouldn't as a Bear. No, the line is not this. The line is not there. The line is not the same. So the line is growing, is developing, but I wouldn't do that. You don't know what Alshon Jeffrey's doing, Kevin White's injury prone. You don't know how he's going to be. You got you got Camden Meredith is a nice revelation,
Right.
but he's a big guy. He's a nice little revelation that they found.
Yeah,
Literally,
that's true.
and then you got a decent tight end in Zach Miller. You got there in your running game. You got pieces, and you found Jordan Howard. The problem with Jordan Howard is they don't really like using him like that.
Right.
He's not like, and he has the talent to be like an every down back and to be a ground and pound back like Ezekiel Elliott is, for a lot cheaper money.
Right. Exactly.
But John Fox doesn't want to use him like that. So what can you do? You see what I'm saying? So, and then you don't know if John Fox is going to be there. You don't know if Ryan Pace is going to be there. You don't know if they're all together. Do you really want to be part of a rebuild system? Because they're about to be 2 and something.
Right.
Maybe
Yeah.
Maybe 3 and something. You might. They just did Dak to the future. Wow.
Hey, I got a question from that post on the rant I posted up. Romo's looking for a possible trade to Denver Broncos. We got a question from Jared Sykes. He asked if Tony gets traded, what will we get for him? Well, that's a good question, Jared. What we could probably get for him is probably another cornerback and a safety. We'll probably try to add on some defensive players to step in and help out in the secondary. That's my guess. Because when you think about it, I mean, they could add another receiver, but right now our offense is loaded.
There's no reason to.
Yeah.
I mean, you got your number one receiver, and Dak doesn't throw the ball like he targets one specific receiver.
Right.
So you don't really need, when
now they might add on another tight end because of the simple fact that one of our tight ends is down. So
which one? Escobar?
I believe it is Escobar. So they would probably bring in another tight end, but my guess they would add to the defense. That's my guess.
Keith brought up an interesting thought.
Yeah, it was let me see, what was it? Let's see. Browns would be more his speed. That what I believe after the first snap. After the first snap, it would be over.
That. Right.
It'd be over after the first snap. I don't think Tony would play again by playing with them. But that is a good one.
Now, if they get on the phone,
because they need help, man.
If they get on the phone and be like, Jerry, help us. I'm listening.
Right? Yeah. I'm listening too. But if I'm Jerry,
but considering he's part of the family, it would behoove him not to sit in there.
I would tell him. I would have to talk to. If I was Jerry, I would have to tell the GM of the Browns, like, look, I've had this boy for so long that I look at him like a son. And I need to know if he's going to be protected.
And he's actually in my family by marriage now.
I need to know he's going to be protected. Well, Jerry, I can't make any promises. Well, too bad, so sad. I
feel so bad for any quarterback that's there because they're just not.
The Browns are terrible, man. They're like the Hindenburg.
They're just not. And there's some talent there. And there's some talent.
You know what it is? They're so young,
There's
man.
some talent there, man.
They're so young.
No one's disciplined. The line is bad. Like Cody Kessler, threw for almost 300 yards on the Cowboys that game because you can throw you can throw in the middle on them still.
That's why I said they'll probably add on something to their second.
Like Flacco. That's how. Steve Smith, man. He had one of them career days because all it was up the middle. He just in the slot and just dominate. But you you're not gonna win consistently like that. So, corners are fine, but you corners are the corners are fine. So you can't really throw deep down the field. So you got to dink and doink on them basically to get yards. If there's talent with the Browns, man, but why? Why, Keith? Why'd you say that? Like he's gonna get hurt at the first snap. Now again, if they call,
well, but dude, you got to think though. The Browns need help, man. I feel bad for him. You know what? Though, I would let Tony, if Tony did want to play for the Browns, if they gave, because it's about money. So if he did want to play for the Browns, I would let him go. Because the Browns need help, man. They do. They're like their team. They're making memes about their team. There was one meme that I think I posted it like a few weeks ago or something related to The Walking Dead. Like
wow.
The team is bad.
Wow.
It's hard because it's like they're very young, but it seems like they have no clue. And I don't think they have a legitimate leader in that locker room.
No, they don't.
They need a leader in the locker room.
No, they don't.
So if they can bring Tony in there and say, hey, look, we need your almighty Star Wars Jedi
he said
knowledge to help this team motivate them inspire them to play better. Please do so. We will do our best to keep you protected.
Look. They need to find Johnny. They need to find Johnny Manziel, man.
Oh no! You know what? There's another thing about Johnny.
Really?
Yeah, he's in the tabloids, man.
Why?
Johnny Manziel. He apparently Johnny. He's still going through the whole court thing about the battery stuff
with his girl.
Yeah. Johnny. He's a different story. I kind of want to drop that guy from all sports talk. I really do, because he's not. I don't think he's going to play again. I think he's done.
In the NFL?
Yeah, in the NFL, I think he's done. Like it's legit.
Well, when you got freaking oil money and you really don't have to play football, there's really no reason for you to play football.
Right. I mean,
just saying.
To waste your God-given talent, okay, go right ahead. But later on in life, don't look back.
Or he could play in that all indoor Texas league.
Oh no! Oh my God! Oh, they would love him. Oh, he'd be the highest paid on the field.
You know what I'm talking about? That all indoor Texas league.
Yeah.
That regional all indoor league.
Yeah, he'd make all the money. He'd be Johnny. Yeah, we'll come out. I'll pay you $15,000 a game. What? Okay. No. Johnny, go work on yourself. Try to, get a hold of these demons and get them controlled.
We're laughing, but we know people that are struggling with addiction, and he's an addict. And at the end of the day, man, I don't want to turn on ESPN and they're talking about his college career like he's no longer here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because he is the best Aggie they have ever had, dude.
So Reggie McNeil, no.
Reggie McNeil, absolutely no. He is a no. He's not even close. Even though he did go pro and wasted his career.
Did he? If you can't play, is it really a waste?
Shoot, man, you made it to that level, dude.
Wow.
You made it to that level, but he got...
you can say that with Johnny, though, because Johnny's all right, dude.
Look at G-Shock.
Jeremy Shock. Yeah, but he got a ring, though.
He got a ring, but he wasted a chunk of his career, though. He retired really early, man. And he lost the respect of his team.
All because
he couldn't, I don't know. Couldn't keep his mouth shut? Is that what it was?
He He was bringing the locker room
down.
Right.
You know, you can't do that.
All right, man. I gotta ask you about how the Mavericks doing, bro.
The Mavericks.
Even though this is a football thing, like, how the Mavericks doing, bro?
I'm scratching my head on a lot of things that have been done with the Mavericks. I'm really just kind of that nobody wants to.
How's that Harrison Barnes free agent signing going?
You know, that was wonderful.
How's that going?
That was the greatest thing. That was the greatest thing since sliced bread, right?
How's that going?
Man, you know, I think overall, what they were trying to do didn't work. Mark Cuban is stretching it because he loves finding that one guy he can hang on. And excuse me, guys.
No, mute button on the keyboard.
Oh. Yeah. Mark Cuban loves to find players he can just continue to love on. It's always one player. You know, he doesn't want to let Dak. He doesn't want to let Dirk go. But on the other hand, Dirk has taken less money. So technically, Dirk wants to be a Maverick his entire career. He doesn't want to leave. And I don't think he's going to. Even if a trade did happen.
They have to trade him.
You know what, though? At the same time,
they have to trade him.
He's already taken...
Mignon, they have to trade him, dude.
He's already taken like 3 pay cuts. And to me, I think what we're looking at is Mark Cuban
but you know what? It's not fair. You know what? Like, because Dirk, and I get it, man. I understand, but because the same thing happened with Kevin Garnett. Because Kevin Garnett was like, why can't y'all build a team around me? I don't want to leave.
Right.
and Kevin McHale was like, dude, you got to help me. Because this ain't working.
Right.
Like, he won't leave voluntarily. Like, he you know, and they got a bunch of young talent for him. And it's just like, you can't, and we know this is a football thing. And we know this is a football, like, vlog. But I got to ask him about a couple things that are not football related. Just because, how much can you talk about Tony Romo and him wanting to leave?
Right.
Because that's stupid.
Uh-huh.
And it is basketball season. So if I'm Dirk, I'd just be like, dude, could you get me somewhere? Could you get me to Cleveland? You know what I mean?
Then he wins a ring.
Could you give me to Cleveland? Ring. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he'd won another ring.
But
watch.
But you know, Dirk is like,
he deserves it though.
Dirk's like, I got a wife. You know, wife is, I'm the king of the. Because once you win one ring, that's it. Like, you don't really have to get another one. So I get it, but it's just like, it just, Harrison Barnes is just, from what I've seen, he's not, no. And
how do you like having Curry?
Seth.
Yeah.
The one that can go to the lane but can't really do anything else.
Right.
How's that working out?
I think that they're. I was listening to some guys the other day. They're saying, "Oh, Seth is the better one out of the 2 Curry brothers," and I was kind of shook my head.
In what way? Because you can make that argument. No. You can make that argument in college, because in college, Seth was. Because I said that. Because in college, Steph really wasn't a dude that created his own shot.
All right.
He was a guy. He was a step. He was always a 3-point specialist, and he was always like, if he got on a run, you wasn't beating Davidson. But Seth, he can create his own shot. So he can actually, like, because I saw him play for Liberty and Duke, because he played for Liberty first, and he was creating his own shot, and he was doing stuff, and I was like, okay, Seth's gonna be better than his brother.
He was better than his brother in college, but Curry's clearly better than him in the NBA.
Yeah.
In the NBA,
skill set,
Steph Curry is the dominant
skill set wise, you can make that argument. In reality, I wouldn't make that argument.
No, because looking at the big picture, watching them play, it's clear that Steph Curry's the better.
And then Steph has we didn't know because the system at Davidson didn't allow him to do so. But we didn't know that Seth had that crossover step back jumper. We didn't know Steph had a floater. Nobody knew that. And then as we watched them play, we were like, oh, okay, Steph got a floater. Okay, he got that crossover that allows space, and then he can just hit a jumper wherever he wants. I'd rather have the older brother. I'm just saying.
Exactly. You'd be crazy not to want the little.
To say this, I like Seth, and I'm glad that he's a Maverick.
Right.
But that's not.
But
No, that's not the same. Like, that's not better. He's not the better skill set wise. You can make that argument, but he's not the better brother.
No,
he's not the better player,
and we know that.
And him and J.J. Barea are gonna lead the Mavericks to the first overall pick in the draft, and Harrison Barnes. And somebody was saying like the Harrison Barnes thing is gonna fail. Like, have you been watching them? Because I do an NBA show, but it's more of a national thing, and the Mavericks really haven't been on the national radar yet.
Mm-hmm.
Is he that inconsistent? What's up?
He's just. I don't think the rhythm. I think the game is right now is moving too fast for him.
But
he's not.
He's been a pro for some years though.
I know, but yeah, for some years exactly. You just said that. He's been a pro for some years. So how old is he?
Like in his 20s.
He's in his 20s, but how old is he? Is he late 20s?
Kind of mid.
Okay. I think that right now he's out of sync, man. I think it's just he's gonna have to find. I believe that players can.
Oh no.
I believe a lot of players can. Games can change within a few years of being in the pros, man. I believe that you have to, as an athlete, you have as an athlete, you have to be willing to adjust and learn how to adjust your game to where you can always stay dominant. That was something that Kobe always used to say. He'd say, every time I step out on the court to practice, I'm always trying to figure out a better way to approach the game, to make myself better on the court. Right. I think that's what a lot of players are lacking too nowadays, is they don't work on, but that's what the old heads used to do. They don't work on trying to improve their game to the point where you're seeing something different out of them each season.
Right.
I see that every year with a lot of these athletes. Like, okay, well, what else are you doing? Like we're looking at we're talking about what's the guy's name plays for the Knicks, Blake Griffin. Like, I look at Blake
the Clippers, you mean?
Clippers, yes, Clippers. Thank you. The Clippers, Blake Griffin. I look at him I see his game.
The most bro. For those because I just posted it on the rant, bro. Me and Anthony did the NBA show, and the Clippers played the Bulls, and I'm sitting there and I'm watching. First of all, and for those of you that are fans of me and are fans of this channel, you're going to hear this twice. I really don't like the Clippers. Really don't.
Why?
Again, y'all gonna hear this twice. I don't like how they got good. I never liked how they got good. And the reason is, and you know the reason, because when it happened, me and you, before we had the YouTube channel, me and you we're driving along, and I went into this big rant about Mark Cuban and his reasons and like the whole weird, the whole like small market team thing. I like Chris Paul. My co-host on the NBA show doesn't. I don't like how he got to the Clippers. He's supposed to be a Laker. He was supposed to play with Kobe. Maybe the Lakers will be. Now the Lakers are fine. Now,
yes, they're legit
we've
right
been
now.
watching them play.
Yes.
The Lakers are fine.
They're hungry.
The Lakers will be fine. The Lakers will probably end up being in the AFC of the West. Okay? Which is going to be a very fun and interesting matchup if that happens with Golden State. Because I think Golden State is going to end up getting that. Although it could be the Clippers, I don't know. Because they have the best record of the West right now. I don't like how the Clippers got good. I don't like the fact that Mark Cuban made a deal about it and other small market teams made a deal about that Chris Paul trade. I will say that until I die. The way that happened was bad. It was really bad. So then then the way that team is constructed, I don't know who's your closer? Who's their closer?
Wow. Yeah, who is their closer?
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't have a closer.
The Clippers are a lot of fun to watch, but when it's time to go to the playoffs, you're relying on Blake Griffin, who really doesn't have a move.
Right.
To lead you to the promised land.
That's it.
And a Chris Paul who's a streaky shooter. Your best closer is Jamal Crawford, and he's not starting. And Austin Rivers can't do anything but defend. You cannot be a defensive specialist because your dad is the coach and GM, and you can't score, but you can kind of defend. So now all of a sudden you're a defensive specialist. I hate the Clippers. And everybody expects them to be awesome this year. And I'm like, okay, watch. And the Bulls lost to them, and they shouldn't have.
Wow.
I don't have vitriol with the Clippers. Independently they're fine. But I just don't like how they did stuff. I don't like how they got good. I don't like how they got good. I don't like how that team's constructed. I don't like how they're probably going to end up being in the top 4 of the conference, and you're going to get knocked out in the first and second round. But every year they're like the Clippers. No, the Clippers are not going to be good. The Clippers are not going to be championship contenders. Mm. I'm sorry, they're not.
You know what? Not to cut you off, we got a new update. Mo Claiborne with the Cowboys is injured, right?
Yep.
Well, check this out. Sources are saying that Mo Claiborne's injury that he's suffering from isn't necessarily a groin injury. He actually tore a piece of bone from his pelvis. Yes. Yes. So he will be getting an MRI in 3 weeks to give the final diagnosis if he needs surgery or anything.
I'm sorry. That's painful.
Yeah.
Wait, you said bone.
Bone. From his pelvis, dude.
Oh, that's painful.
Yes. That's bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think he's coming back. if that I don't think he's coming back this season.
But yeah, we don't miss him though.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, the way the Cowboys are playing, yeah.
Oh my goodness, bro. This turned into a game. It's 24-29.
Yeah, the Redskins versus the Green Bay Packers. Gosh, that's nuts.
But yeah, man. The Cowboys win today. Everybody, that was a hard-fought victory. Ezekiel Elliott should be fine. Especially going against the Redskins because that was his coming out party.
Yep.
That was also Dak's coming out party. So keys to victory as the Redskins score again.
Score another touchdown.
As the Redskins score again, keys to victory beat the Redskins. Protect the middle.
Protect the middle, guys.
Because Cousins is going to throw over the middle all game. They're
game
going to look at that film and they're going to be like, yeah, let's do that all game.
Yes, all game.
Which is what
they're going to air it out.
All game. So, yeah.
So let's be prepared.
All right, so let me ask you a question, man.
Okay.
The Cowboys' record is what?
9-1.
All right. Do you see them going 15-1?
My goodness. At this point, I mean, it's possible. I'm just really taking it one game at a time, Chris. I
understand that, but I mean, I thought this was gonna be a loss, man.
Either way, they're going to the playoffs.
Of course.
It's done. It's already sealed.
Of course.
So, I mean, it don't matter to me. Like right now, because they're in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? They could lose 3 straight games and be perfectly fine. I wouldn't worry about it.
Right.
Knocked on wood again for that.
You knocked on wood 3 times.
Yes. Yeah. I love my boys, man. I love them. They're doing well.
Meanwhile, I have to. Here's a thought for Tony Romo to go to. Here's a place. Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Oof. He's gonna pull a Favre.
Yeah.
Huh.
And if look, check this out. If I'm his agent, I would talk to Minnesota. This is why. Teddy Bridgewater. I like Teddy Bridgewater. I really do. I like him.
Yeah, but anytime you say I like Teddy Bridgewater.
But there's a reason why they were like, all right, let's get Sam Bradford in here.
Right.
Okay. There's a reason why I think they gave up some first-round draft picks to get him. Okay. Bridgewater might not be that dude. We also need to understand that Bridgewater might not be as mobile as he once was when he comes back from that injury. So we don't know. So if you're Minnesota, you don't really know what you're getting. You have a decent line. You have a running back that's coming off injury. That seems that when he heals up, he seems to have another gear of like running when he comes back from injury. So you have a running game. You have you have a backup running back who's pretty decent. You have a receiving core.
Right.
You have a defense.
Yeah.
They need a quarterback. Because Sam Bradford, they might mess around and win this division. It's either going to be them or the Lions, which I can't believe I said that. Because the Lions are actually playing competent. But if I'm, especially if they don't make the playoffs, if I'm Tony Romo and you play the Dome.
Right.
So, if I'm Tony Romo and you really want to get out of Dallas, that's where you go, Minnesota.
Man, I just couldn't imagine him being a Viking, dude.
I couldn't imagine it either, but if you really want to leave, if you really want to go, and you really don't want to fight for your job, and you really don't want to help this kid become, because you're a legend, dude. But
he's a legend.
But maybe he sees the writing on. Because, dude, let's be honest. If Dak Prescott, if by some like crazy miracle, they end up like having this impromptu year, and Dak wins the Super Bowl, if you're Tony, you gotta go.
You have to go.
You got because you're Danny. And bro, I always say, like, I always make fun and I say, Tony Romo's Danny White. Dude, if Dak wins the Super Bowl for them, he's Danny White. Tony's Danny White. He like, it's Staubach, Aikman, Dak, if that happens. And then you have a bunch of other quarterbacks that put up a bunch of numbers, and that's it. You gotta go.
Yeah.
You gotta leave. You just figure out what's the best place for you, and I don't think Denver is.
Man, if Dak does take the boys that leads them to the Super Bowl in his first year, dude.
That's impromptu, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean Ezekiel Elliott, first year, NFL pro, Super Bowl,
And basically the division is yours. Like if that happens, come on, dude. Like Philly, but that's it. That's your only. The Redskins are fine, but you can beat them.
right?
Okay, Philly's basically in your situation. So basically, it's like, are you scared of the Giants?
No,
And they ended up losing. They ended up winning the game today. But for half of the game, Cutler was toying with them for the first half of the game. I'm not scared of the Giants. You scared of the Giants?
no,
You scared of the Redskins?
No.
Philly's gonna be something.
Like I said, Cowboys are in the Super Bowl, right? Not Super Bowl.
They're in the playoffs. I'm just saying, if you win, if you have this impromptu year and you win the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
If you're Tony Romo, then I can understand you saying like, all right, I gotta go, like, because that's it. Like, there's nothing.
It's over.
Like I'm not getting my job back from a Super Bowl winning quarterback. That's not happening. But I would at least wait to see what happens before you do that. Because he could have a crazy last couple games, and he could totally like bomb in the playoffs, and then it's sitting there.
You hear that, folks? We're knocking.
He's knocking profusely, but I mean, like, I would at least wait and see before I make that decision. I would at least wait and see. But if you're gonna make that decision, the teams that Denver, no. Because Denver, if you get hurt again, you're going to be in the same boat. They got two young quarterbacks that one has been proven to run that offense.
Yeah.
And the other one, John Elway loves Paxton Lynch, and he's waiting for that kid to like grow up. Now maybe they know that Paxton may not be the dude.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think his best bet would be someone that you didn't mention, and it would be Minnesota if he just really wants to leave, for the reasons that I mentioned.
Wow.
So yeah. Man. But I hope that he doesn't leave. I really do. I hope that he stays. I hope that he stays a Cowboy. I hope that he doesn't do that lame, like, retire, play a couple years somewhere else, and then. And you say the Jets don't have any line, huh? Because I think if the Jets had a line, I think the Jets would be a really good place for them too. But I think since they don't have a line, I think the best bet would be Minnesota.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting.
I would like if you like. I know you mentioned the Bears. I wouldn't go to the Bears.
I wouldn't either. At least with what though. At least if he went to Denver, John Elway would take care of him.
Yeah.
He'd take care of him.
But you act as if Jerry Wood, bro, like he's married to one of the people.
I know, but I'm saying if Tony still wants to play, John Elway will take care of him. Oh, that's
that is game, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, he fumbled. The score right now, Green Bay Packers versus Redskins. Score is 35-24.
And Green Bay just fumbled. And they do not have the ball.
They do not have the ball. They fumbled. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Looks like Green Bay is taking another loss.
Taking another L. Just prime for it. Oh, they punched that ball out of there too.
Yeah, they did.
But so what you think for Thanksgiving, man? So what?
I think Cowboys it'll be close at the beginning, kind of like this game.
I think it'll be fun. I think it's gonna be really, really fun.
But I think the Cowboys are gonna run over them though.
Really?
I think it's gonna be Ezekiel Elliott's gonna have a show.
As he didn't have a show 2 weeks ago.
Right, he gonna have another one.
He's gonna have another one.
He gonna have another one.
Because as we covered last week, that was crazy.
Nasty, boy.
That was just took the heart out of Pittsburgh. Like,
man,
no.
I mean, everybody. That last run he did, the Steelers were on their back.
Just like
linemen were on their back.
Just boy. Like wow.
I'm just like, boy. I mean, pick a gap, just to run. Pick a hole, Easy.
Yeah.
Pick a hole, E. Just run through
the
and
hole.
get it. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, man. So to close, Dallas Cowboys win 27-17.
Everybody's happy.
Everybody's
We're
happy
9-1.
Still 9-1. They play Thursday. Is it morning or?
It's a noon game, I believe.
Noon game? Okay.
Yeah.
So they play noon, and then okay. So look, this is how we're gonna do the Thursday night game. I will be, because it's a holiday and family is wow.
Redskins are about to score again.
Wow, are you serious?
They're putting on a clinic
wow.
Right now against
are
the
you Kelly? That's ridiculous. Wow. All right. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's go. So let's Kelly just ran, and we're not gonna. I can't tell you how many yards because I'm not trying to get sued. Because it's gonna go up on YouTube, and I'm not trying to get sued. But that run from scrimmage was nuts. And they're on the 2-yard line now. So after the fumble recovery, Kelly gets the ball handed to him, and he just breaks through everybody.
Yes.
So and he's on
ran through like a freight. So you would have thought on that last run the Redskins were tough.
Wow. So okay. So this might be like a late night like post game thing.
Yeah, it'll be a late night.
Just because family obligations, and I'm actually going to be supporting a friend and eating at a restaurant. So it won't be. We've been talking about remotes.
Yeah, it won't be till the week after.
Yeah, which is fine because we completely forgot about Thanksgiving here.
Right.
But yeah, it'll be after the Thanksgiving game, the week after the Thanksgiving game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So I will let everybody know on Twitter. We'll let everybody know on the rant, and this budding sports internet show, it's going places.
It's growing, guys.
It's growing. We're slowly getting our following up. So for Pushing Wild Black Sports
and the rant, sports and fitness, guys.
I am Christian Dean.
I'm Mignon.
We will holler at y'all later.
All right, guys. Have a good night.